Hello everybody and welcome back to Dragon Age Veilguard. I have to be quiet because it's early right now, but I wanted to give a quick intro to this one. The first 20 minutes or so are that like piecemeal stuff, and it's a little bit hectic because of all the fighting and stuff. But once you get past that, we're back into smooth sailing waters. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you in a moment. Ooh. Dang it, we technically do have that Harding one, but we're not going to do that. I don't mind having one quest waiting for me when I get back. Oh, I'm so nervous and I'm tired. So maybe I shouldn't, but I'm like, I've been like so energized this whole time. Of course, Davrin's required for this. Davrin, and we are going to be fighting Darkspawn for sure. I think I'm going to bring Emmerich simply because... Oh, hey, they work together, Davrin and Emmerich. Detonates weekend and applies weekend. Perfect. It's totally why I'm picking them. Now, I need somebody with Emmerich's advice, I think. If Emmerich will give advice. I trust him. Alright, let's just go. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. And the gods, yeah. Dragons, though, nope. I want Emmerich. I need him for the moral support.
Everyone suit up. All hands for this one.
Ooh, nice.
Still can't believe it. They're attacking Weisshaupt? The Wardens aren't prepared for that.
The gods are going straight for the throat. Unless we cut theirs first.
Just get me close enough.
Yee.
Just don't miss.
Don't jinx it.
Who gets to tell the first warden we're dropping in?
I was hoping to skip that part.
Fair.
They've got an alluvian in storage down in the vault. It was a gift from the Dalish.
What?
Or to go right to it. Probably. I think.
That's so convenient.
Let's get to it then. We sneak into Weisshaupt, nice and quiet. No one sees us. We look around for Antoine and Evka.
Wait.
Was there a plan after that?
Yeah, what?
Take out a god. End this today.
It's not gonna happen, darling. We aren't even Veilguards yet, technically. This is like Inquisition, where you're like fighting to defend Haven, and you're like, well, that's the end of the game, and then the rest of the game starts. I don't think it's quite like that, but...
This isn't the vault.
Oh, crap. They moved the alluvian.
Oh, why did Lucanus jump back in? Why didn't he just stay out? Interesting. So should I have brought Lucanus?
It didn't break.
You call that nice and quiet?
Oh!
Sorry. Catch up when you can.
Don't go outside.
Who is this small child who I am adopting?
Darkspawn?
Oh, what?
In Weisshaupt?
Just outside the door.
We're too
Stay
late.
out of sight.
Mila.
Sit tight, Mila.
How did he survive? And also, he jumped right back into the alluvian, and then he just like walk back out of it, like. And Lucanus, if Lucanus was supposed to come on this, he should have told me. I don't think we're actually gonna kill a god, so bringing Lucanus is not. I think the play here.
Clear him out.
Interesting. Anyway, why are the Darkspawn here?
How did they arrive so quickly?
They've got the gods at their back.
Absolutely not.
Where are all the wardens?
Occupied in battle from the sound of it. We're on our own.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I don't understand how they could have. Like, how do you not see a giant horde of Darkspawn coming unless they also used alluvians? You know what I'm saying?
At least it wasn't ogres.
You know your Darkspawn.
My dad's a blacksmith for the Wardens. Who are you?
Rook, we're here to help. Do you know Antoine and Evka?
Probably in the war room. I can show you.
Wow, you sure know a lot. I feel like this child is a demon. I'm gonna call it now.
Oh no!
Jeez
the door's
Louise.
blocked.
Is there another way?
A secret passage. Come on.
Oh, damn.
That's Commander Janos. One of our best.
He won his fight, and I sense the end was swift.
At least there's that, right? Emmerich can offer that kindness. Whoa! Ah, that's gross. That's very gross.
When did the Darkspawn arrive, Mila?
Just a while ago. They started climbing.
Where's the first warden?
You should stay here.
I can't. I need to find my dad.
There's worse than Darkspawn on the way.
And walls won't hold it
Where?
back.
I really want to know where the Grey Warden or the first warden is. Like, did he do this? Like, is this him? You know what I mean? A Grey Warden defending people from an ogre. That's really cool and I like it. I like there's some like kind of line art looking stuff. That's really nice. Grey emblem. How did nobody... If we had heard about a Darkspawn horde on its way, they should have heard about a Darkspawn horde on the way, right? Like, that doesn't seem too out of the realm of possibility. He's like, we gotta tell them, and I was like, well,
Grey Wardens, I wield the power of the blight. Today, you face the finest child of the
you look like it. Honestly.
It's Gillenay! She's brought a dragon!
Worse! That's an archdemon!
We have to get inside!
And she has a serpent on her face.
Stick close, Mila!
Davrin, are you hurt?
Wardens! We can sense an archdemon. I can hear the calling. Splitting headache. But I'll make it.
That is really impressive, honestly. I mean, we knew she was going to.
We need a new plan, Rook. How can Lucanus kill a god in the form of a cloud with a dagger?
One thing at a time. For now, let's not die out here.
Oh my gosh! Did you see too? I think a Darkspawn just fell out of the sky. They're in the keep! Like, an unending horde, and the Wardens are trying. They're trying so hard. But how do you defend from inside your own walls that have never been breached, you know? Like, why? Oh god, the juxtaposition of the light and the dark over here. Oh, like, this is the hope that the Wardens represent. The Wardens represent hope, and it's being, like, consumed by the darkness. Ow! What is this? Falling. What is this? These are like Darkspawn balls that she's sending down. That's what's falling from the sky. She's sending Darkspawn down from the sky.
It's never fallen before.
What?
And it won't today.
The imagery of this is too good, honestly. But like, oh my gosh, I really am so upset. I mean, there's Darkspawn in the keep though. Like, it's not just they're outside. Like, they're falling in from the sky. Like I don't know why it's just so heroic. They're trying so hard. The Wardens have like never asked for like fame or money or anything. The only thing they ask for is like during the blight, you know, they need resources and they're given them and then they fade away, like they're forgotten, and that's the whole, they say that themselves, like we want people to forget us because the only thing that we are a reminder of is, you know, the blight, and we want to be there to like be the hope that people need in the blight, and it's just really devastating to see them like this and to think, is my warden out there? Did like she come out here, or is she like doing her own thing as per usual? Like, that's all up to me. That's never gonna, although he did, Emmerich did mention the hero of Ferelden, but in a roundabout way, but this is actually crazy. And this, to think that we are, like, Dragon Age has never been able to put this many mobs on the screen before, you know what I mean? Like, this is crazy how many things are on the screen right now. My computer's probably gonna blow up. No! The third of the old gods to rise as archdemon taught that set the tower's age aflame, but the Grey Wardens had honed their skills, ending his reign in 15 years. Yeah, most blights last a really long time. Ours was kind of an anomaly in the 5th blight, where we did it in like, I don't know, 6 months. That's the lore. Did Sola send her a letter? Did we already see it? Yes. Yes. Gilliland's reply, Solus, I have always respected your intellect and your investigations into magic's boundaries, but you err in assuming I seek a title. Like you, I am not among the firstborn. The Evanurus will grant me magic I could never attain. New forms, new matrices of blood already swim in my dreams. This is not for Andril. Andril petitioned on my behalf. She supports me always in everything. You say to craft creatures to protect our people. I've already given them my hala. I made them when I was younger, untraveled, naive. I did not know then what flesh could do when compelled. Tell our people to treasure those animals. I could not make them now. At the bottom of the letter is the stamp of a stylized hala head. And so she's like, yeah, I become monster, essentially. The Shadow Dragons. Neve's case notes, Lusican and Razakale. Okay, because that's, those are the two that we haven't killed yet, then. The Lusican and Razakale old gods. Old gods of night and mystery. We've been seeing stuff. Yes, the old god of night is the one that must be Elgarnan's then, that didn't want to make a shield, which was probably, no, Mythal, did Mythal? Oh, if Mythal didn't, no, yeah, I'm correct. On the numbers still. That Mythal probably didn't steal a dragon to herself, and then the numbers still make sense. But yeah, the old god of night, on that thing we read in Minrathis, was that the god of beauty, or Themiel's desire to have like a shield over the city of Minrathis, was denied by the priests of the old god of night because they wanted to build like a laser shooting machine, you know? Old gods of night and mystery. Doesn't that sound like something I get mixed up in? It makes my skin crawl. Old gods are tied up with our worst sins, or were always bright and wonderful, if you ask the Venatori. Stories say they could whisper into people's minds from their underground prison. Is it just bad dreams, or is Razakali leading you down twisted halls? Or maybe Lusican, wicked child. Better stuff sun seeds into your pillow. Half price on the narrow road. Sun to scare the dragon of night. But Elgarnan is the elven god of the sun. Asshole gets the whole damn day. He is, isn't he? Look at superstitions. Doubt a pack of posies saves us, but might spark a thought. Or distract the wisp until there's better leads. Honestly, like, yeah. The superstitions are going to be a big thing here, honestly. That's what these lore, I was going to say it, right? Is that there's always a truth somewhere in the lore if you can just find it.
Good luck.
Archdemons attacking the north wall.
Signal a retreat. Fall back to the trap.
Can't see the signal fires through the smoke.
Try the horns.
The Archdemon's too loud.
No one's retreating.
There's no choice, sir. We're under siege. We have to fall back to the dragon trap.
Forget the trap. Send word to Commander Janos. Rally outside the wall.
What?
Janos is dead.
Rook, what are you doing here?
Okay, what do I want to say, huh? I'm potentially supposed to try to talk the warden down, huh? That was sort of my first plan, is like I have to convince him. And once I convince him, the rest will go along with me. But I'm not gonna pander to him, you know? What did Solus say? Solus said you gotta undermine if you... Oh, we could convince the warden. I don't know if I ever thought this deeply about it though, so maybe I'm thinking too hard. But you can try to convince the first warden or undermine his people's belief in him as a leader. And get them to replace him, you know?
I'm here because you didn't listen. Now it's too late.
For you it is.
Better than what Janos got? What about all the other wardens?
Arrest them.
No, you need to listen to them. We are under attack by a god.
Do you hear yourself? There's no
Why
such
is
thing.
his
Stop
ears
finding excuses to be a coward.
bleeding?
We'll stop the enemy outside the walls.
The enemy is outside the window.
Grey Wardens don't hide in our castle. I won't ask good soldiers to turn tail and run. We're an army of steel, holding back
You'll
the
ask
light.
them to die?
Order every blade out of Weisshaupt.
We'll all die, sir.
That's an order, Warden.
So we won't kill him, but we'll knock him out. I don't know if that'll gain me any favors with the Wardens necessarily, and it won't change anything in the long run. I kind of should probably try to talk him down. Yeah, like we've been like we walked in and we're like, listen, no, you need to listen now and be forceful about it. But like, okay, let's try be reasonable. What?
First Warden, you're confused. Notice the blood in your ear? It's the calling, isn't it? The Archdemon's messing with your mind while its master mocks you.
No one mocks the Wardens.
Of course not. You're the only force in Thedas that can stop this. But not if they burn your castle to the ground.
Not on my watch.
This is your watch. Unless you become the leader who defied a god.
They'll know our steel. Get down! Antoine! The dragon trap! What needs to be done?
It's 100 years old, never been used.
Look, get to the trap. Get it working.
Me?
You were right. I wasn't. Now go show this guard what mortals are made of. We'll have your back.
I'll hold you to that. Come on!
Okay. I did get some disapprovals over there. Davrin, surprisingly, greatly disapproved.
All right. This is about to get a lot worse. You ready?
Have to be. It's us or nobody.
Lucanus and Davrin and Nev, the three people I liked the most, didn't like that decision. Do I go back and save scum that then? I didn't see what Tosh thought. I think Emmerich approved. Well, I guess I'd actually like that, and making an unexpected ally of the First Warden is, I think, going to be better in the long run. But a part of me is like, it almost like she was like manipulating him with her words, which I did like part of it, but something she said where it's like, you are the only one who can stop this, you know, like playing to his ego. And I was like, I thought I wasn't going to play to his ego, but maybe in the moment it's like one of those things where it's like, listen, like this is a last resort. If he doesn't listen to you here, we're going to punch him, you know what I mean? But like, I think that story was soulless, where like he didn't necessarily use his words to manipulate the situation, but he used the situation to his advantage and created a situation that gave him the advantage, gave him what he wanted in the end. And that story would potentially be bouncing around in her head, right? Oh, but that makes me feel like I'm trying to be trickstery, you know? Mythal, we have to remember what Mythal said. Mythal said to use great cunning, like to protect with like force, but also to use cunning on the battlefield. And that, I think, is going to stick. Like that whole thing that Mythal said is going to stick with my, I almost said Inquisitor, with my Rook, with Stone. I'll need to go double check what that whole line was so that I can internalize it better. And that is what I will use going forward as Stones, my Rooks. Was it Guiding Light? Dowsing Rod? You know, type thing. Quick editing aside, we are finally done with the piecemeal stuff that was re-recorded. Everything going forward will be freaking normally recorded at time of recording, commentary, webcam, everything. So, praise the sun. Okay, I'm not sure how much of this I'll keep in, but I honestly didn't like the way that played out. Like, it was alright, like, the manipulation was fine, but truly, like, the guy, like, I was, like, sitting here thinking about it, and I was like, the guy was about to get a bunch of Grey Wardens, my personal heroes, like killed out of pride, like straight up. She's like, we're gonna die, and he's like, get out there, because he wants to die in like a wave of glory. I don't know, it's like one of those things where like he's a bad leader. He's a bad leader, and I think that's something you can make a judgment call in the middle of a battle, right? And you're like, if your leader is so incompetent that's gonna get you all killed pointlessly, like that's when you do a quick coup, you know what I'm saying? Like the battlefield justice or whatever. Like, we aren't killing him, but like he's obviously an ineffectual leader, and he's going to get them killed. Like, you walk in, he's like, go outside the walls. I'm like, the walls have been breached. You have like a one wall left. Like, that's a bad tactical decision, like a bad leadership decision. Like, I'm redoing this, because and also like we came in aggressively and we've been dealing with him aggressively, and a part of me just wants to punch him. Like, I just wanted to punch him, and then I was like, well, it's probably better if we talk. And I think in some situations, yes, I think my rook is going to be somebody who can like talk her way out of like a situation where we're not under siege by darkspawn in Weisshaupt with an archdemon and a goddess in the sky. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain times to talk and there's certain times to take action, and that's what I've been going over. I've been going over all my notes that I have on my character in here, and like writing down different situations from like when she was in the Morn Watch. And I think it was one of those things where, like, during the Morn Watch raid thing, or like the Undead Civil War, she was like, this is foolish, this is foolhardy, we need to do, not foolhardy, but this is foolish, we need to do something. And they were like, no, we need to like pull back, we need to think about it more. And she was like, at that point, it was just like, I tried. Like, something needs to be done, and I'm going to be the one to do it, you know, if necessary. Like, if nothing else, we can at least say we tried, you know what I mean? And so, while this might be short-sighted, because that was the other thing, is I'm like, oh, she's like, let's be reasonable. Like, that's me kind of metagaming, being like, oh, yeah, you know, well, if you think about it, it's like, we are, like, people are screaming, there's fire everywhere, there's demons, archdemons, darkspawn, you know, there's no time to be like, well, if I think about the political ramifications of this, she needs to uppercut him and put somebody else in charge. If it's herself or somebody else, that's fine. But I think in this moment, despite maybe some hesitations on like, let's be reasonable, and maybe that being the better choice, like, for the long term, this man, I think, is an ineffectual leader and needs to be shown as such. And if nothing else, this might actually do my original plan better of showing that he, like, undermining him as a leader. Because if his people can't even trust him in combat, like in a massive battle, and somebody else comes in and decks him and like does a better job, that just undermines his position. So I think overall this gets across what I wanted better, and was definitely the more visceral reaction in the first place anyway. So
can't say I didn't try.
A sworn enemy of the first Warden.
No! Listen to Rook. That's an order.
Yeah, is that gonna work?
Okay, Rook. I assume you have a plan.
This dragon trap. Tell me about it.
It was built 900 years ago to stop an archdemon, but...
Get down! Where's the trap?
Other side of the fortress, but it's never been used.
It only has to work once. Let's go!
Yeah.
Alright. This is about to get a lot worse. You ready?
Have to be. It's us, or nobody.
Do I like that better? Because then it's like one of those things too, where it's like, oh, is this the better option because are the Wardens gonna listen to me? You know? Is that like too short-sighted? Oh, I'm having such a hard time with these decisions. This is actually so typical of me to have this hard of a time, because this happened to me in Inquisition initially with the Grey Wardens. Is I decided to keep them around, but then honestly, seeing that Solus really disapproved actually threw me for a loop. And this was before I was romancing. Like, I liked him still, but I was like, in my mind, my Erica, my Lavellan, my Inquisitor, she greatly respected Solus's opinions and thought he was, like, you know, very wise, you know, intelligent, you know. And if he didn't like something, then there was probably a very, very, very good reason for it. And like, I mean, I trusted him too, right? Like, at the time he had no idea, right? And it's just like, oh, well, maybe there's something I don't know that he knows, which I guess kind of was the case, right? But it's like, then obviously this was a bad decision. So I actually went back and I reloaded. and I kicked the Wardens out. But then in my actual canon playthrough, which I never fully finished, but I actually kept them around because I thought it was better to keep an eye on them rather than have, like, you know, a bunch of Wardens that I don't have an eye on, like, gallivanting around in exile and potentially being turned into, like, blight, you know, manipulated entities, you know. It's like, if nothing else, at least I can see them and we can keep watch on them, and if something goes wrong, we can take care of it as quickly as possible instead of having them do who knows what out in the wilderness, right? So that was and I was like, you know what, sometimes lovers have quarrels, sometimes they have disagreements, and I could never understand why Solus was so upset about the Grey Warden situation. Like, he obviously, like, he respected the Grey Wardens, but their plan to go down into the deep roads to find the archdemons, he despised that plan. And so it was like, okay, like, anybody who fights the Blight is on Solus's good side, even in this game. But I'm just like, oh, I don't know, I'm so bad at making decisions when it comes to the Grey Wardens. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Dragon Age Veilguard, where you get me more of my, this is actually my work clothes, because my other clothes, my normal people clothes are in the wash, so work clothes it is today. Well, it's sort of a foreshadowing, because whenever this goes up, I will be aware, not be aware, but I guess a reminder, I took 2 weeks off to play this game. I took 1 week off, and I get another week off anyway, just because of the way my job works. And so we work every other week. And so I've had 2 weeks to play this game, and this is still the first 2 week session, but that is coming to a close rapidly. Tomorrow night I have to leave. So at time of recording, when this goes up though, it'll probably be like 2025, honestly. Anyway, we just punched a man. And like, you guys don't even, like, maybe I'll bring it up, but, like, I spent so much time trying to deliberate on which one I thought my hawk would do, you know, between the punching and the not punching. And I think I actually like the way that the not punching one, like, the way she speaks is so good. Like, she's so subtle with the, like, questioning his authority by saying, oh, you're not right, and you're not in the right mental state, you know, like, your calling's activated, your ears are bleeding, like, you know, you're not thinking straight, giving him kind of an out, but also, like, undermining his confidence in himself and other people's confidence in his decisions. Yeah, my whole setup to try to collapse on me, my monitor just fell over. Because the mirror I've got propped up to try to give more light over here, apparently I put it up at a bad angle, and this whole time has never been an issue. And it just fell over and hit this monitor, which then tried to fall on me, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was a whole thing. Anyway, yeah, I think she spoke to, like, his pride, you know, like, tried to, like, be like, are you going to be the man who stood up to a god, and, like, stuff like that, you know what I mean? And so, I thought it was really subtle. It was like subtle and like really good, like, talking, and, like, I don't know, it just felt a little more heroic than just punching the guy in the face and being like, now what, you know what I mean? But so yeah, I kind of think I liked it better almost, but this did feel more in line with what my Inquisitor would have done the talking. This feels more in line with what Rook would do, where it's like, again, as she's kind of a I've always wanted to do the more diplomatic things, but at this point in my life, I'm like, can I just walk up and punch an idiot in the face and be like, no, okay, new plan. You know what I mean? Like, this is not working. You're being stuck in the mud. Like, you're causing problems. You're hurting people. You're getting people killed. Like, it's like, he's not a bad man. I wouldn't say he's a bad man. I would say he's a prideful, hidebound, like, you know, incompetent man is what he is, you know? And so just being able to walk up and be like, and also the fact that it was wartime, I think in any other situation, like if we were like in a bar or like a situation where we're not being like bombarded, like literally darkspawn raining down from the sky, it's like, okay, let me try to talk to you about this. But it was like, we don't have time, people are dying, I need to punch you. So like, yeah, I've actually been like deliberating like since last night about how to go forward with this. Okay, we need to find the dragon trap. It's all up to us right now. Whoa, sorry, that scared me.
Damn it!
That scared me.
Trapped. You will not hold. Your fortress offers no protection. Carries to hide. Surrender to your fate. Defeat, death, reconstruction.
reconstruction. Okay. Hopefully I'll catch that when I'm editing, but I had to turn down the game. Gross. Also gross, lady. Yeah, no, I don't know why. I haven't done anything to the sound, like, on my desktop. But holy moly.
How much further to the trap?
Far enough, we'll have to fight our way to it.
Oh no! A warden died. Second of the old gods to rise as archdemon, Zazikel plagued the divine age for 90 years until the Grey Wardens brought an end to his accursed freedom. Zazikel. Also, when I was editing editing episode 12 today, and the Venatori, and where were we? When we were trying to get Lucanus, right? Like right before we get Lucanus, we're in that underwater prison of Gillenons. The Venatori guy, like the mage guy, he says, you know, he's calling out, he's praying to the gods before you kill him, and he's calling out to Lusakan and Razakale, who are, turns out they are the god of night and mystery, right? And they are the Tevinter archdemons of, or the archdemons of, you know, the names of the gods, Gillenon and Elgronan. And I was like, oh snap, like they were already like calling out to them that early, right? Like we didn't know at the time technically that they were related, that they were the same entities essentially.
We have to get through here. It's the only
way. All right.
Wardens, hang on.
How do you get up there? I'll have to remember to keep an eye out for a way outside the very outer edge of the keep. Whoa! What is this? Dying scream. I'm coming. No. No, you. The lot of you. That was a bold war cry. Oh, is that the horn? Hang on, I distracted myself.
What's that horn mean? Calling reinforcements to the east battle.
Oh, I did not mean to do that either.
The east battle.
The reinforcements.
We're outnumbered, Rook. Can't break the siege by ourselves.
Oh, okay. What do you want me to do?
Trying to.
Oh.
Just need to trap that archdemon.
Holy moly, there's so many of them in there. I think I got it. Okay. Not arbitrarily locked off. Alright, take care, you guys. Take care. Okay, I just... Summoning... Oh, I'm siphoning. Look at that. Yum, yum.
Push ahead. You have to keep
Oh,
moving.
just like keep going? Like forever and like... Oh, this was just for a chest. Oh. What? Oh my gosh, I was like, why is everything on fire? But it was because my sword's technically on fire. Okay, so where do you want me to go then? I mean, everything. This is so sad. Why is Weisshaupt on fire? I'm so sad.
That's the last of them.
Oh,
moving.
They said keep going, so I was like, oh, do I need to stop fighting the Darkspawn and just run somewhere else? Is this like an endless horde? Apparently not. I was just supposed to use the ballista? I don't know. That was confusing. At least I got the treasure, I guess.
Blocked.
Yeah.
Time to improvise.
They're all
Maybe
blocked.
that ballista can help.
If we can clean the blight from it.
They're all always nasty. Ring of the Warden Thief. Our ranks judge no one for the life they lead. The joining only cares about the will to fight. Wardens need not seek forgiveness. They answer to the calling. Interesting.
Why not aim for Gillenade's dragon?
It's not a dragon, and it takes more than a ballista to kill one.
It does take a takes a warden, like truly.
There! We can get through!
Woo!
So can the Darkspawn ahead.
You fight what you call the blight.
pointless. It was always ours to control.
Oh my gosh, I'm coming!
2 holes. What does that mean? The outer defenses have been breached.
Ah!
Kafka must be ordering a retreat.
This makes me really, honestly, truly want to cry. I'm so upset.
We're getting close. We'll cut across the wall.
This is the wall. Let's go.
There's another way to the trap. Through the library. Takes longer, but it'll get us there.
I like that
Let's do it.
he's like out of breath. He's like, they're like trying
What
to.
happens once the first warden wakes up?
Hoping he won't. I decked him pretty hard.
He'll have bigger problems on his hands than us.
Hoping he won't, like, you killed him? She just means right now. I could have killed him. I don't think that would have, the Wardens wouldn't have liked that, though. Like, she's not wrong, right?
There, across the way. That's the library. We'll go down through the barracks to get there.
The library of Weisshaupt!
Exposed on the walls.
No, not the library! No. There's so many things in there. The Wardens are one of the oldest, like, groups in the freaking continent. That's where they found the, like, shreds of information about, listen, I hear you out there, but I need to get this first. Can I break that? No. Oh, is it? Nope, okay, this way. Gross. Everything sounds gross. Everything sounds very, very gross.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we should get back on the wall.
This is the only way.
Hang on, I gotta find the beams. The beans!
What's that sound?
It's coming from the gate.
Sounds like 10,000 dogs.
Ah!
Go before the army shows up.
Oh boy. I mean, township streets. Man, I hope with all of this that they actually let me come back and like fix it. This was like, there was like a town here. Harding?
We're trying to find a way out of this.
Here, follow the torch and watch out. The darkspawn are everywhere.
I mean, they were gonna try to.
The meeting at a bell tower. You can get out there. See you soon.
Oh, that. I didn't know that. I didn't think they all came out. But it's nice to see. Like, this is. I do like this new change where they're like actually having people, like the whole squad, be out and not just like sitting waiting in the wings. You know. This is so. I'm so upset. Also, like, how in the world was I supposed to get to that other stuff on the outside?
Hear that?
Yeah, I hear it. I hear it.
It sounds close.
Yeah, well, there's loot here. What do you want me to do? Yes, I hear you. I hear you.
I still can't believe there's darkspawn inside Weisshaupt.
Listen, I'm upset.
Here's where I took my vows to fight.
Why didn't that blow up? I'm upset.
We're under fire.
Yeah, I'm well aware.
Is there any end to them?
Only if we kill Gillinan.
Are we, like... The bells are stressing me out. Like, I get it. But I know, like, right, like this is war. It's stressful, right? Like, we're under attack. It's like, oh, jeez. Okay, maybe I have to kill this one.
That did it.
The bell's still ringing. Let's get there.
Like, the bell would just keep ringing, right? It's like, as long as someone's there to... It's actually probably better if the bell stops ringing. It means the bell ringer is probably dead.
The bell tower ahead. Get out of this place.
This is like Ostagar! Oh my gosh! Where, like, you were supposed to get to the tower and light the beacon.
No!
Hang in there. We'll find another.
Did he just take out? I wasn't even looking!
Now, Rook.
I don't know. But we don't quit. There's a way out of this mess somewhere.
Did it
It's
just...
not far. Next to the dragon trap.
But in
There's still a chance.
our friends said that they went to the... They were going to the bell tower. That the Wardens were meeting up at the bell tower. I told you. If the bell tower stops ringing, then it means bad things. I didn't even... I just like saw like a brief glimpse of the archdemon and like something maybe crumbling. But like my screen was looking down. And then I look up and the bell tower is just gone. Like the top half's just gone. What?
Keep
Oh.
going.
Why are they chucking? Like, I don't know why they're chucking little torches. Everything else is like,
Well, let's find out.
let's find out.
Sinking home. Your blood knows you'll die here.
I refuse to die here.
Your tactics are primitive, old patterns, desperate thoughts. None will save you. Your blighted blood is fine material. I will feed it to what I craft from your corpses.
Ugh, she's so gross and terrible.
We really need to shut her up.
Do
Yeah.
we know how yet?
We can't do anything about Killinane until the Archdemon's dead. She's invulnerable.
Well, I get to come back to Weisshaupt, but it's not a mess.
Rook,
Harness! Hurry! Open the gate!
I wouldn't advise it.
Oh.
Just do it!
What? No, I don't. Oh, God.
I see we've company.
So fun when a fully charged shield goes in. Really fun. What? Oh, I think the bodies went away. Whoa.
Evka!
But if I'm still standing, you've got to fight. Now die!
she can handle it. We have to get out.
She just jumped off after a tendril.
Horns mean.
Means we make our last stand.
This is so I'm so sad. I missed the fourth one. Gosh dang it. Fang of the Fifth. Fifth of the old gods to rise as Archdemon. Arthemiel flared with rage, brief but great. A year of blight, leaving scars that cut deep and heroes that burned bright. They keep talking about the hero of Ferelden in a really like roundabout way. Like that's the other name of our warden is the hero of Ferelden, and I'm just like, you could say the hero of Ferelden. You could say it. Not just, oof, heroes from Ferelden, blah, blah, blah.
Not anymore.
We should go back.
What?
There is no back!
Alright, now what?
Hey, up here!
Oh, how convenient, small child. How is this child? She's a demon or a spirit, for sure.
You're a lifesaver.
Darkspawn almost had you for lunch.
Well, let's not hang around for dinner. Come on.
Have you found your father, Mila?
No,
I'm sure he'll turn up.
I just don't want him to be afraid.
Either she's an actual child that just sounds possessed, or she's possessed. Or not a child. She might be Cookie Tail and Garahel. The blow that ended the fourth blight when the Warden and Griffin struck down a god. The Griffin's name is first. Heroes both, but we know who could fly without whom. That's like the normal way you would do it. Oh my gosh. Yay, a nice treasure chest. There is so much good loot here. Holy garb of kinship. Wow, and it's already rare? There was really good loot. I'm mad now that I left that one treasure chest behind, but at least I got the other ones. Why is there so... There's probably so much loot because they're like, you're not coming back. And I'm like, no. Look at this. It's like just like a warden's room. Like, they're like, oh my god. Why do I have to run sprinting through Weisshaupt when I've always wanted to see it? And like, I've read about the library and the book that has the Griffin babies and like... I'm sad. So sad. It would be really sad to be a Grey Warden background for this, right? Like,
We're here.
Quick! Inside the library!
yeah, well,
More darkspawn ahead.
yeah, there's big
down.
ones.
We can't get stuck out here.
I mean, they are babies.
The Great Wardens hide. Tear them from their tower.
Dang it! Where did it? Come over here and get.
Find somewhere safe to hide.
Gosh dang it! They like jumped out of my.
By the mortals from the walls.
My ultimate.
Have you ever fought so many knights, Lord Davron?
I killed that one's cousin last week. Must have pissed them off.
The Warden's power. Overrun.
No, they're heroes. They're heroes. Where is...
Persistent bastards!
The Darkspawn are breaking into the library.
Not before we do. Stop them!
How am I supposed to break anything? How am I supposed to do anything?
The door's locked. We're trapped.
Then we make our last stand if we have to.
I'd be proud to die here.
Rock! Get your asses in here! We're coming! We're coming!
Everyone always runs funny in the cutscenes. Like, it's just tradition at this point.
You're alive. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
If this door doesn't hold, all bets are off.
What about the dragon trap?
The trap will work.
Oh, is that her dad?
Take it from a blacksmith.
Yay!
Set it off and get out of the way.
Dad!
Mila!
I told you not to get lost.
I don't know how she survived.
Hope she wasn't too much trouble.
Listen, I didn't see her.
Can we hire her?
You don't have enough gold.
The real problem is getting that dragon to land.
Lucanus, the dagger. I guarantee this'll get Gillinean's attention.
And then?
She sends the archdemon after me. We trap it, Davron kills it, and Lucanus, you take your shot.
Just like that.
Yeah.
It could work.
More likely you'll die trying.
If I don't try, a lot more people will die. Today, then tomorrow. It won't end.
Right. Then let's do this. While the Wardens still listen to me.
Evka, you're alive.
The Blight and I had a little disagreement. I'll rally the others. Someone decked the first Warden and left me in charge.
Crazy.
I was practicing for an archdemon. Let's get to it.
I know a way to the trap.
This a little bit
Once
reminded
this is
me.
over, there's an old illuvian here that could be our escape.
Yeah, it, kind of fell out of the building.
Oh? Well, if I can borrow some of your people, we'll get it right again.
You think you're gonna be able to get it in a dark spot? You're gonna go down that wall that's a dark spawn infested, like, open window now and grab an illuvian with some of my people. I mean, the plan is bad. It's a bad plan, but that's kind of consistent for what we've been doing this whole time. For everybody. Solas, us, everyone. Everyone's plan is bad. Varric's plan was bad. Our plan is bad. Everybody's plan is bad. But I think it's like, what else are you gonna do? What else are you gonna do? You have to try. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no better options, and the only way to win is to, like, really just hope. You know what I mean? Like, do your freaking best and hope. What was this? Is this the joining chalice? Woo! Recovered from... I'm gonna cry from Ostigard for Reldon. Oh my gosh, I gotta take a picture. I'm actually really emotional about that. Lighting a I know it's not necessarily for it, but it feels like a candle lit for the Warden, you know? For your Warden, for the one, you know, that you made, and either, you know, I don't know, I just got really attached to my Warden. I really, really liked her a lot. It wasn't even my first Dragon Age game. It was just, I just was so enthralled with being a Warden, and I thought, I just kind of was like, made some really good friends, you know, playing that, and like, it was just, like when I uploaded it, you know, and everything, and And I really enjoyed, like, the combat in that game. Like, it looked silly, but, like, the like, sort of, like, coding everybody's, like, reactions to things was always really fun. Like, it was a big brain puzzle, and I really enjoyed it. And, like, just, like, I don't know, like, the gravitas of everything, like, the joining the Wardens, like, I don't know, it was pretty haphazard, because the ones in Ferroden, it was not as established as this by any means, but maybe that was it, right? It was scrappy. It was a scrappy situation, and, like, you made so many good friends, you know, like, even in the game, right? Like, I don't know, and, like, just, I really liked the Warden I made. I had no idea what I wanted to do with her going into it, and then she ended up being, like, a really interesting character to me, right? Like, sort of someone who wasn't really, like, held back a lot by, like, morals necessarily. She was willing to do things others weren't, but, like, she just had, like, a kind of a scientific, like, approach to everything, like, like, a curiosity, like a logical curiosity. And, like, it was just really fun to play her as, like, this straight-faced person, and then, like, things going on around her, and she's just like, well, we'll see how this turns out, you know? I don't know. I'm not saying it very well, and I'll hopefully edit this out, honestly. Well, I'm just thinking of, like, I don't know, my Warden coming by and, like, you know, stopping through, because also she was a mage, right? And she loved doing research. She loved, like, you know, being in libraries and, like, spending, like, a whole week trying to, like, solve a problem. And, like, as much as she, like, she did love being, I don't know if love is the right word, as much as her duty to the Wardens was, like, a part of her, there was something in the Witch Hunt DLC where you can go back to the Mage Tower to do research because Morrigan's run off and you're trying to find her. And you're trying to, like, tracing down clues and stuff. And at one point you have to go back to the library. I remember like, to the Mage Circle, like, the Circle Tower library. And I remember distinctly thinking, like, my Warden walked in the door and she had changed so much. I had been her home for so long. And, like, and then, like, but so much had happened since then, and, like, to be a different person walking in the door, and then, like, but somehow, like, at the same time knowing exactly where all the books were, and, like, going back and, like, falling back into those old habits of, like, finding a solution to a problem in a dusty old book. And, you know, like, it was something about that, like, and then there's, like, these two younger people with her who were, like, you know, just, like, bickering with each other, and, like, sort of, like, I guess little, like, I don't know how you say it, little, like, proteges kind of that you picked up along the way. And she's just, like, this very calm, even-tempered person just going along, and would just, like, set, like, you know, like, they'd be doing something and she would just have, like one or two words or, like, a sentence of, like, guidance almost, but, like, sort of, like, not even realizing it, you know what I mean? Like that they wouldn't, like, in my head, right? Like, they wouldn't realize it necessarily because she was just, like, she didn't speak a ton, but when she did, it meant something. And then, like, just, like, there would be this, like, small internal happiness for her, like a glow, like a light she didn't realize that she had missed from just going through books and trying to, like do research and, like, figure something out, like, find a solution to something in something that she was good at, like that. And it was just, like, this moment where, like, her character kind of really solidified for me even that late in the game. You know, she had missed this in some ways, and, like, while her duties, like, bound her, and, like, she wasn't, like, resentful at all of being a Warden, there was still a part of her that, like, missed that and enjoyed being back even for a brief moment, you know, in that environment. I think it's partly because the Warden isn't voiced, and so, like, you can either, you know, not relate to them at all, or you can get really into their head because you're hearing them in your head, right? Like, you're picking the dialogue options, but, like, you're hearing how they are in your head. And I think because they're, you know, their faces don't really move and stuff because it's an older game and you just, like, the player character is just like this, like, most of the time, you know, it's like you have to, like, put that, you can either not or you can put it in your head, you know. And so I just really got attached to her, just imagining her coming by, like, I don't know, like 10 years after the Blight or whatever, and, like, seeing this and just resting her hand on it and, like, remembering all the things she's been through and all the things she's done, because the Warden went through some crazy stuff, more than any of the other games, because the DLCs gradually got less and less crazy, really, but some of the stuff the Warden went through was just wild. I don't know. It's good to see it. It's good to see it. I'm glad we at least get that, right? I never expected to see my Warden in any of the games anyway, and I didn't want to. She's doing her own thing.
The condition of these books. What happened?
Killinane.
She's infecting everything.
Let's just find all this mess.
Should be a door on the other side. That'll put us near the trap.
We must clear out this blight first.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I don't know why you guys are in here. Like, try to save things. Try to salvage things. Jeez. Holy cow. Where, okay, also, like, where are all the wardens? Like, surely there are some left. You know, like... You want me to get in there? Cool, okay, well there's some. They aren't perfect, right? But the wardens I always thought were like the one real heroes in the game, right? Like an unequivocal evil that they have to fight, right? And like there's no like ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's just and it's like an all-consuming, not even evil. I mean, we think it's probably evil now, but like at the time, like you didn't know, right? It was just like a devouring presence, right? And like, and they were willing to do anything, including sacrificing themselves to take care of it. And like again, that went wrong in Inquisition because they were so worried that that they were dying and nobody was going to be able to save the world from the blight, that they went, and because they have no oversight, did stuff they shouldn't, you know? Wow. It feels weird to wear warden armor, though, when you're not a warden, you know? The fact that they're giving me a fire resistance armor makes me think I'm gonna need it. I mean, I can obviously I'll probably wear the crow armor still. Like the appearance of it, despite me thinking it's like in Andromeda you can wear N7 armor, and I never ever did, ever, because the N7 logo is specifically for N7 initiates, and as far as I remember, neither of the twins was an N7. So it's like, oh yeah, you can wear the N7. Well, no, like that's like, and like, yo, you were in a different galaxy. So what? You know what I mean? Like that you haven't earned that yet. So to me, I don't. It's kind of the same thing. Again, I hold the wardens so like unreasonably highly, you know, and I still don't know why. I still haven't figured out why necessarily, but like as cool as this armor looks, and it looks really, really good. God, it looks good. Look at that shoulder blade, shoulder blade. But I am not gonna wear the crow armor. I have no problem wearing. I don't know. There's just not the same sort of gravitas associated with it as there is with warden stuff for me. So I will utilize it because my other one is like something about potions or something. Or no, my other armor had good bonuses about damage. Oh, wow, that's actually a pretty cool one, honestly. Not for this armor. I think my armor would need to be equally as bulky, but well, glad I threw myself into the blight to get some cool armor. Donation letter. These writings were Kristoff's thoughts, his true thoughts on what it was to be a warden. I pray that his memory, that what he left behind, can be more than a collection of reports from Amaranthine. I recognize Kristoff's name. Remember the man he was beyond all that, and who he was before what he became. Sincerely, Aura. Kristoff, I believe, was the man during the Awakening DLC, because in the Awakening DLC is when you go to Amaranthine. And the town in Ferelden. Kristoff is the warden who goes missing and then becomes undead. Well, he becomes possessed. Kristoff got possessed by a justice spirit. We called him Justice, you know, and like that was the name that it went by because that's what it was. And but I don't think it tried to possess the dead body of Kristoff. I can't remember, but Kristoff was a warden who was trying to find out something that was going on in Amaranthine, and then died because of it. And I think Justice wanted justice done for Kristoff, right? And Kristoff had like a wife, I think. Yeah, but I can't believe I still remember his body's name. We never even called him Kristoff. His name is Justice. Like that's the name. His body's name is Kristoff, but Justice the inhabitant was Justice, you know? Oh, it's gonna make me cry. Get your filthy hands off the Wardens. Gone on. Oh! So frustrating. Like, it makes sense. Like I said, it makes absolute sense that they would target the Wardens. If they can't control them, they would seek to destroy them, you know? But the Warden's already...
Doesn't a Grey Warden have to land the last blow?
It's true. And die doing it.
What?
It's complicated. But every warden is prepared for the sacrifice.
Oh, wait!
I'm ready.
I forgot!
Die?
What?
Who knows?
Maybe
they'll hang my portrait in here someday.
It's not over yet.
Will be soon enough.
Hadn't even considered that.
Still meant to strike down Gillenay?
That's why we came here.
Wait!
How will he reach her in the sky?
Yeah, my
One
God.
impossible thing at a time.
I do think these are reasonable questions that Emmerich's asking, but it's also like, I don't know what you want me to do. Lucanus will figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, we'll figure it out. Like, hopefully Gillenon comes down is the thing. We're not going to just launch Lucanus in the sky, because that's not stealthy at all. Like, we'd have to figure something out, you know? But, like, it's just kind of a go with the flow kind of a situation. How do you plan to kill a god? Like, you know, like... But I hadn't even considered the fact that Davern technically would have to be the final one to kill the Archdemon, or somebody has to. One of the Wardens does. Because in mine, the Warden, that's the thing that might have to happen in Origins, is when your Warden kills the Archdemon, your Warden can die. Or you can do this ritual with Morrigan that involves her sleeping with a Warden, and if you're a man, you can sleep with her. But if not, one of the other, like either Alistair or Logain have to sleep with her. Not have to, but you can ask him to. And then in that ritual, she does something, and like the baby that she conceives essentially takes on the soul of the old god. Instead of it killing you and jumping to you and you dying, it jumps to her baby. And so, yeah, that's an option. But and I took that option. Like, I mean, I asked if they you know, my companions were okay with it, and if Alistair, of course, is like, like he's so hates her or dislikes her greatly. They don't get along at all, which is partly why their whole thing is just so funny. But yeah. So technically, in my save, Morrigan would have a son, and he'd be about 20 right now, and he'd be sick. Although, to be fair, like sick as in cool. To be fair, he doesn't have an old god soul anymore, but still, pretty cool, right? This was such a wonderful place, I bet. Silverite Wings of Valor. Not all stories must end in sacrifice for an act of selfless bravery. I just was skimming ahead and I saw the name. And on the recommendation of Elise Fontaine, Commander of the Grey, we award the Silverite Wings of Valor to Warden Gordon Blackwall, where 7 of our own might have perished. All now live. That was the original Warden Blackwall, I believe. Not our Warden Blackwall. Why is that up there? That's so weird. Like, can I break it and send it down here? Huh. I think, you know what it is not all of it, but like this reminds me of how I imagined, you know, the Ravenclaw Tower would have looked, honestly. Screw J.K. Rowling. She's a terrible person. But I grew up with Harry Potter, loved it, you know. But you know, it's like the blue, the like kind of a dark blue and like brown and gray vibes of, like, you know, bookshelves everywhere, you know, a hearth, you know, scrolls, lanterns. Like, this is not covered in blight, obviously, but this is what I always wanted the Ravenclaw Tower to look like. Why are we getting so much good loot? It's actually crazy. Oh, I forgot. Hey, Bill, thank you. Oh my gosh. What did we get? Fang of the First. I thought we already got that one. Yeah. First of the old gods to rise as Archdemon, Dumont raged for over a century. Only the founding of the Grey Wardens stopped his foul rebirth and ended the blight. You read about a spirit's interpretation of the event of the Grey Wardens discovering how to fight the blight in the Fade in Inquisition. If you go kind of near like the lake's edge, like the big like unending water that's out there.
Since we had to cut it off there, I want to go ahead and give a little quick shout out to my patrons. I want to say thank you to all my patrons, starting out with my Acorn tier patrons. Thank you so much, Fane, for your support, and thank you so much, Leo, for your support. If I say that wrong, I'm so sorry. I want to give an extra special shout out to my Sapling tier patrons. Thank you so much, Reese Galito, for your support. I very much appreciate it, and I still appreciate the blanket. Thank you. And I really want to say thank you to my other supporter, Sebastian James, my old friend. Thank you so much for your support. I very much appreciate you as well. And I want to give an extra special shout out to my Forest tier patrons who have gone above and beyond in their support of me in the channel and who I truly cannot thank enough. So thank you so much, Christopher, as always, for your support. I treasure it a lot. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Nightshade, for joining the crew up there in the forest. I appreciate you so much, and I hope you're enjoying the videos. So thank you all again for joining me and for being on Patreon and watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.